Louis Braille was born on January 4, 1809. He lost his sight when he was 3, but that was not going to stop him from reading. At 15, he invented a 6-dot system inspired by night riding, which was a system created by the French army to pass messages in the dark silently. What Louis Braille started has now become a code that works across most languages, with skilled Braille readers blazing through over 400 words a minute, far faster than sighted readers. Look around, you may see Braille at crossings, signage, and even under your fingertips. Celebrating World Braille Day and Louis Braille, welcome to Kaleidoscope. I'm Savithri, Rodrigo. From the Kaleidoscope studios, Vajira, Wijegunewardane, Upachandra, Thilakawardena, and a quick recap of She doesn't sit still on the canvas. She watches you first. That's what I found out when I walked into Rupani at the Curado Gallery. It wasn't a portrait exhibition. It was a conversation across centuries. Through intensely detailed, almost breathing forms, Upachandra Thilakawardena brings Sri Lankan womanhood out of history and into the present moment. From the celestial freedom of Anuradhapura and Sigiriya to the layered restraint of the Kandyan era, these figures carry the weight of shifting power, politics, and perception. Colonial influence altered how women were dressed, but never how they were desired, imagined, or written about. That contradiction becomes the pulse of Roopani. Here, the woman is not an object. She is memory, she is ideology, and she is very much alive. Stay connected with Kaleidoscope, watch, follow, and keep up with us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Proudly brought to you by SriLanka Live, CDB, and the Daily Morning. Thank you for being a part of our journey.
She wins with CDB Wings, exclusive financial solutions for women.
All the news that matters in a flash. This is CDB News in a Blink. The Sri Lankan rupee posts an annual depreciation of 5.6% against the US dollar in 2025. Sri Lanka records $7.8 billion in foreign remittances for 2025. Sri Lanka targets 3 million tourist arrivals in 2026, a 27% increase over last year. Sri Lankan innovator Rohan Dilanarol Sr. and engineering brand C2S.lk under its parent company Abacus Tea won an unprecedented 7 awards at the Asia Awards 2026 in India. A quick look at this week's markets from stocks, oil to gold. The Colombo Stock Exchange begins 2026 on a positive note, with the all-share price index close to 23,500 points. Oil prices fall close to $56 per barrel on President Donald Trump's statement that Venezuela will produce up to 50 million barrels annually. The turmoil in Venezuela has helped push gold prices up, currently trading at near all-time historical highs of $4,475 per ounce. BYD overtakes Tesla as the world's biggest electric vehicle maker in 2025. Istanbul Airport is the platinum winner for 2025 for performance and reliability. An Ontario Wildlife Refuge throws its polar bear Ganuk a Sweet 16 party complete with an oversized driver's license.
You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. SriLanka Life.
Growing up with elephants, Vajira Wijegunewardane's bond with these majestic giants shaped a lifelong passion. that evolved into a remarkable photographic journey. His lens has captured some of Sri Lanka's most iconic tuskers, immortalizing their grandeur in his acclaimed book, A Celebration of Majesty. With fewer than 6,000 wild elephants remaining in Sri Lanka, he joins us on Kaleidoscope Dialogues to share his insights on conservation, coexistence, and the soul of the Sri Lankan elephant. So, from a numbers perspective, very briefly, how many are left in the wild, and what does that number actually mean for the future of elephants?
Just to give you a perspective in terms of numbers, certain research carried out by Dr. Prithviraj Fernando, I'm quoting from those, between 1990 and 2005, on average, 125 elephants died per year, and about 50 people. So that figure changes from 2006 to 16. The elephant numbers go up to 250 a year, and the elephant and the human death toll rises up to around 75. These are rough figures. But from 2017 to 2024, the number of elephant deaths goes up to around 375 per year. And the human death toll is around 125. And if you see last year, we've had the highest number of elephant deaths in this country, around 450 plus. So these are, mind you, only the recorded numbers. I mean, there is so many that goes unrecorded. So if you, let's say, add another 100, 150, that's 600. So that's 10% of the estimated population we have.
So there was this recent call for an elephant drive, which is inconceivable from an elephant's habitat perspective. Given that there is development going on, how would you suggest that elephants are rehabilitated?
Elephant drives simply don't work, and they are outdated. So they are stressful, cruel, and scientifically proven to fail. So elephants don't move just because humans want them to. They return to their home ranges, often more stressed, aggressive, traumatized, and unpredictable. And of course, elephants are creatures of memory, so forcing them out never works in the long term. So the question is not how do we move elephants, but it's how do we design development. So development must be planned around elephant landscapes, not imposed on them. And if Sri Lanka wants lasting solutions, we need to stop treating elephants as obstacles to development and start treating them as central stakeholders in the land planning. Whether we like it or not, coexistence is the model, and coexistence is not idealistic. It has worked so well in other countries, and it is practical, proven, and far more cost effective than conflict.
Tell me a little bit more about the tuskers that are living today.
One is tusker with the largest and thickest tusks in Sri Lanka currently, and he's called Ahasen. So initially I photographed him in 2002, and he was famously known as the Somawati tusker because that is where he usually used to live, and during the dry season he frequented Kaudula National Park. Other tusker is called Kawantissa, and I first photographed him in 2013 in Siembalangama, and now he's the largest tusker that we have who's currently living. The unfortunate thing about our wildlife management and how, as a result of the corridors, the landscapes not being connected, if you really see what they have to endure on a daily basis, negotiating, railway tracks, elephant fences, walking through villages, I mean, it's unbelievable that they are still living. The other tusker that I would like to mention is called Gajabahu, who is in the Yarnoya basin. Very difficult to observe. Absolutely nice specimen. Because of his elusiveness, I mean, thankfully you don't see even gunshots on his body, which usually is a thing in a lot of our animals.
And that's a wrap this week. Firmly in 2026, we'll be back next week.